movie I'm here for is Fear and Tremble. It's set in 1964 El Salvador, written and directed by Alci Rengifo, and executive produced by Salvador Carrasco. It's a small snippet on the life of Roque Dalton, a poet who lived in Latin America, El Salvador, who was part of the civil uprising in the 60s and 70s against the government. He spent a lot of time in Cuba with Fidel and Che Guevara, and he actually spent time here in Prague in the 1960s as well.
That's great. And what was the experience like when making the movie?
I had to play the bad guy. I had to play a CIA official interrogating him. So I had to learn how to be really mean without intimidating the actors.
But sometimes you have to intimidate the actors.
I think I did, but not intentionally.
So it's wonderful that we know each other for so many years and you come to our festival. So can you tell also about your experiences of events and so?
With the Prague and Vienna Independent Film Festivals, I've met friends for life. Tommy Craig, Peter Gallagher, Catherine Dyer. This is an attracting magnet for like-minded artists who just happen to find each other here. And one of the things I love most about the Prague Film Festival compared to other festivals I've attended, everyone is talking about the work or the work in general or their work. No one's worried about an agent or management or not even, sometimes you're interested in what you're going to do next, but everyone's focused so much on the art, not the business, and that's refreshing. It feels good to actually be with people who are living the moment as opposed to putting on a facade.
This was during the strike, the SAG, the union strike in America, and so you couldn't really, no one could do auditions for anything. So my agent, who is also the agent of the director and the agent of one of the actors in the film, got everybody together to do the film, and then they came out and we chatted at my house and we read through it. And I think the thing I love about this film and about this festival is that it's independent and it supports the independent filmmakers as a thing in itself. I mean, it celebrates the independence of filmmakers where you don't have to answer to a big studio, and it's the clearer voice of the filmmaker, which I think is supremely important. And also in the working, when you're actually making the film, it's much more of the whole company comes together. It's a closer community voice for the film, which I love that about independent film. And I'm delighted to be here, and I'm so glad you guys do this for the independent filmmakers. This is the 10th year.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
I mean, congratulations on that. That's really remarkable. It really is, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Do you like Prague?
Oh, yes. Prague is amazing. I love Prague. We went to the opera. I mean, the thing about Prague and it is their support for the artists, you know. I mean, the celebration of the artists, and that it's not just an occasional thing that people do. It is a part of their lives so much more, and I would love that to continue for the entire world. And it seems a little bit in jeopardy right now in certain parts of the world. So it's really important to be here and to celebrate that Prague does this for the people. Yeah.
Of course, thank you. And it's a beautiful cinema, yes?
It's gorgeous.
I will show a little bit.
I love that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's shutting down. Freedom is shutting down in
Absolutely, you know, it's
many areas of the world right now, and it's really it's very concerning. It's up to the artists. I mean, the artists have always led the way. I mean, the arts in the world has always led the way to freedom. always. I mean, historically, you know, from the Greeks onward. So it's important that we do this work.
I told about it before, like just before the beginning. This first time in my experience when you and director, just eye to eye, and no one else. There's no way to run. And it very depends. How do you feel each other like a persons? It's very because when movie is an entertainment, it's production, some commercial product. There is no. It doesn't matter what do we feel about each other. We just functions. Everyone, we just the functions. Actors play, directors say action, like DOP. Everyone know his function. It's not so important what the relationships between us. I can do not like you, and you can do not like me, but we work together. It's just work. This is not just the work. This is like how we connect with each other, and this is like very close and very sensitive process. So I think this is very strange. This is my first experience, but again, I loved it. I think it's good. It's a good way. This is the future, because there's no reason to have so many people around, you know. Everyone something make with you, everyone touch you, everyone hold you, everyone speak with you, everyone want to explain something to you, like DOP say go there, director now go fucking there, then they are arguing with them each other, and you're fucking staying waiting, like okay, so where, there or there, like all this shit, you know. But so when just you and me, we have no any chances, we will. Like your president say, we will get the deal anyway. Yeah, a very fucking good deal. We will have good deal. Yes, we will have. There's no way to have no deal, because just you and you. When you like square room, just two of us, we will find decision anyway.
I'm so sorry. We were trying to reach you this morning with no luck. And I know the last time we spoke about it, you insisted on do not resuscitate, which I completely agree is the appropriate response in this situation. Her pressure dropped and there was nothing we could do. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Can I go to her room?
Well, she was taken to the morgue. That's why we were trying to reach you. She died at 2 a.m. and we can only keep her for 3 hours. We have to free the room.
That's all fine. Can I still come to her room just for a few minutes? First of all, thanks for having me. Thanks for having us, having our movie. It's a big pleasure to be known someone. Because all what we do for people from the other side of screen. Congrats with your jubilee. Wish you many years more. So I never heard about Zhenya before he wrote me an email. Wrote me and told me that he wanted to do something with me, that liked me as an actor, and said send me something. He sent me his jobs, his previous works. Previous arts, and all of them was good, but one of them I loved especially, called Lyrics. It's really good movie. This is kind of a documentary thing. Same as the movie which we will show today, which we'll show here and I'll say goodbye. So I loved what he did, and I answered him that let's do something together. Yes, cool. And then he wrote the screenplay, invited me to his homeland, but his habitation where he lives now in Baltimore, United States, Maryland State. And we made there, just two of us. We made there that movie. He was a filmmaker, like director, designer, sound designer, and all that. And yeah, that's it. I never heard about him before, but now I'm very happy that we became really good friends. It's a big rare between colleagues, especially in such art professions. Yeah.
And how did you like America?
It's a very complicated feeling about America because from one side I love it very much. It's very, very special, great country from all points of meaning. But I saw many dark sides also. And I understand that it's a very complicated country. I like to be there. I like to dream there. I like to arrive there and meet different people, which I'm happy to see, but I don't know, you know. Honestly, I can say that I still do not know exactly what America is, but I'm curious about what is it, and I think that I will discover it.
How did you get those picture cards, man? That is so cool. Like, it said MG on picture cards. I'm going, hang on a minute. That's really neat.
A really close friend of mine and one of the producers runs. My normal job is as a production designer.
You have 48 hours to make good decisions and bad decisions, but at the end you've got a product, a done film. Because we've got another piece that we started almost 10 years ago that's not done.
Away from this forever. But then you lose all your values and your identity and these like parts of you that you kind of need to be able to operate in this dimension. So so we had a blast making that, and we get to make a feature next year together.
And that's what I meant about that earlier. You look at the people here and the people we've been talking to a couple of days and the people in other festivals, where the whole species turns up. And look at all of us, while we've been up here, we've been smiling and thinking back, and like I was thinking about your film and wondering how that worked, and then with you I thought, is that a twin or is that like a Tom Hardy doing the both things? And it was really, really lovely. And then with the mime, I was looking at that and I was thinking about that mime artist that was in the French Resistance, and he had this amazing life.
Did you know the location first and then write for
Yes, yeah, always the same with me. I have to have the location or else I don't get the image, you know. And the book was given to me, not the book, but there is a book that this is loosely based off, and it was written by a Norman writer. His name is Guy de Maupassant, and he, it's just a story about these two brothers, and this mysterious inheritance arrives. It was written in 1888. And a friend of mine gave that.
They're dead. Who cares?
Yeah, it is guy. Who cares? No, but that was the nugget of the idea, and I just a friend of mine gave that to me maybe 10 years ago, and so I was thinking about that, and then this location came up, and it just seemed like a way I could shoehorn the thing in there, you know. Maybe I bastardized it. I don't know. It's not the same as the book. It's a little crazier. And we have a crazy mom. Yes. So, but thank you for watching.
Very nice location.
Yes. Well, the thing is, they were selling it. They had been trying to sell that chateau for 3 years, and finally there was this Dutch buyer. It was just two gentlemen that lived out there. It's 2.5 hours west of Paris, and very simple life, incredible. But they probably lived in 8 rooms of the 46 or 50 in the chateau. And so it was becoming a chore, you know, to heat the place,
And they
shot.
were. I mean, that bat's real, right?
Oh,
And that
the
shot-
bats were everywhere.
that was a bat.
We made that bat, but yes.
Oh, did you make that bat? I
yes,
thought that bat was okay.
No,
I
no.
wasn't in that shot. Okay.
Anyway, so we heard that they had a buyer, and we were like, oh shit, we have to do this. It's now or never. How could you get a location like this? Like, everyone lived in the chateau, so that's one of my dopey ideas about making films to save money is you got to shoot in the location
Yeah, it gives a lot of atmosphere.
where you stay. Yes, and also I think it shows on the screen. I mean, it was very much a family moment, with every 18 people, and
18 days.
60. Yeah. The first film I did was 16 people in 16 days in the Arctic, and we all lived together up there too, and it was mostly the same crew. So we know, and Chico's here. Yes, I want to say hello to Chico. He's
Chico.
This is a Brazilian. Chico did most of the drone shots, and he did all the digital transferal. So, and he was on the first film with me. My wife Jen, who's the producer there, and Kristin. Thank you. I mean, yes.
Ask Kristin a question.
Yes.
So, what was your experience? Because it's quite a difficult role, of a disabled woman. So, how was it difficult to get into the role?
No, I didn't stay with these guys at the chateau because I just needed to focus on that thing because she's so. She was. Laura,
Isolated?
She's not. Well, it's just that she was caught in her life, and she had a moment where she wasn't caught, and then she went back to being caught with the family and the kid. And it's not. I always felt it's not that she hates him. It's that he looks like his father, and she's responsible for the chains that wrapped around her for the rest of her life. So she was stuck, and so it was a weird place to live. It was great fun, though. I had great fun.
No, I know. It's tough
like,
being chummy when you're playing this part, though. Like, we would invite her for barbecues, and she would come.
They're all so sweet, and I would come. But Laura has a,
You got to keep to your edge,
Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah.
Quick one,
Yeah.
Were there any moments while the screenplay, did you go off the script, to do something?
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. We one of the other things that I believe in strongly, because you have so little money, and because of it so little time, is you've got to rehearse before. So that was a good expenditure of money before we started filming. So Quincy and I, who played my brother, we went to visit Kristin up at her house and worked for 3 days, and then Quincy and I and Alex, the director, were down at my house too, and so we just ran through all these scenes to try and give it a.
Yeah, this really was good because then you had a whole base underneath you, So when you did go off, when you found things in the shooting of it, was really grounded in the story.
And we work, I like to collaborate. I don't like to dictate. It really is. Everyone had an idea, so we would talk about what the lines were before and maybe alter stuff.
That was actually kind of my question because the dialogue was so smooth.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was improv that was scripted, or if it was something that it was just so well rehearsed it was cohesive.
Yeah, well, you got to create this thing when you're playing family. Probably this. Families communicate differently than friends. Even the closest of friends. Families often don't even look at each other because they can hear the tone. Yeah. They've heard it for years and decades, and so it becomes a thing where it's so second nature. But there's a turn in the film where you start looking at her more. And because the information isn't, it's not computing. It's different, new information. So I'm glad that you got that sense, because that was what we were definitely shooting for that.
10 minutes in.
Yeah.
And it wasn't throughout. It was just, it started immediately and kept up.
Yeah.
And I'm jealous that you got Calvados in a movie before I did. Cause I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn it.
Well, this is the other positive about being in a chateau is they have their own Calvados. He just had cellars of it. So every day.
My go-to drink if a bar has it.
That's dynamite. Yes. I'm sorry. There was
There was a gentleman.
Can you talk about the logistics of filming in a foreign country, particularly France?
Ooh, that's actually a good question for Jenny, because she's produced in a number of countries.
Oh, sure. Yeah. We found this wonderful local producer, and we used her company as our production service company. And she was very helpful in introducing us to local casting directors, because we wanted it to have great French cast with us, and we used her business entity to run the production through, which I'm happy to talk to you about it afterwards, anytime, or anyone.
One of the other
It's
dopey
the more
ideas.
uninteresting stuff side of the business. That's why I sit out back here.
Yeah.
But
you
if I can be of help.
save some money depending on what country.
Yeah, we got the tax incentive, and it was great. French tax incentive.
We had 30%. So on the local spend in France, and this differs by country and even region, but in France it was 30% on your local spend. So if you spend 300,000, they're going to give you 100,000 back, and if you take a loan on that before you start shooting, then you can put it on the screen and make your film look 100,000 more expensive. So.
Seriously happy to talk to anyone.
So Artur, you can ask your question.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, first of all, congrats. I think it's a big, serious, and honest job.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, and my question is, how is it to be same time a director and an actor? How is it?
Well, I didn't direct it, but I wrote it and I co-produced it and I acted in it. That to me was simple because the writer has his time, whatever, years in advance, and then you start thinking, and then you're always thinking about the acting if you're writing it. And then you start sort of helping out with the production, which for me isn't a huge lift. My wife does most of this, let's be honest. And then you get to the set, and then you can just be an actor. So I don't have any kind of possession over the words once we're shooting.
But you also, he's not terribly precious about the words either.
How about that button? Because it's it's quite different
button, what do you mean?
directions. Like when you're a screenwriter, when you're an actor, when you're somebody producer, it's different buttons, different functions.
Yes.
How about turn between it?
I don't know.
Or
man.
it's just like
that's no problem.
In normal, naturally flow.
I think so because I don't know. I was a bit of a weird kid. Had a lot of voices in my head. Not that I was having trouble socially or anything, but I was very fertile imagination. So for me, I start to hear the conversation, and then it becomes easy as soon as I lock in a voice. If I'm talking about writing, once I hear the voice, then it's pretty consistent. I can get there with it for an arc if I have that arc. I feel like there's this one guy, Paul Feig, or was it Haggis, an American writer-director, done big films, and he said something that had an effect on me once. He said, if I have a name and I have an ending, I have a film.
Yeah.
And so it's that source point that everything. Yeah. So if I can just go there and then turn around, that to me is the easiest way to think about it. Because if you try and think about the whole thing, I just can't start.